Good. All right. Thank you all for being here. I think we're close to being on time, so hopefully that worked for everybody. 2 weeks from today, we'll be sitting here post game, and truthfully, after today, I'm glad we got it. We went over a little over 100 plays. We hit all four core special teams. Had a Big 12 officiating crew. A lot of really good video situations. We worked goal line. We worked a backed up situation. Did an opening drive of each half. The worked got some good red zone stuff in. Did a third and fourth down period. So a lot of good work. Wasn't real fired up about some of it. I thought some individuals really showed up, and I thought there were some disappointing things in it as well. And really, the last three practices, we'd kind of been trending upward, and just not at our best today. And I can make excuses for them, but I'm not. It is practice 14. We have been pretty physical. It was a little warm. Like I said, I can make a bunch of them, but we have to be better than we were today. It wasn't awful, but the expectations are high, and it's a daily standard, and we fell short. Not everybody, but we fell short in a few areas today. I'll talk about each phase quickly, and then y'all can ask questions. Start with special teams, like kickoff. Michael Hayes hit the ball really well, which is encouraging. Starting to get strength. He's getting stronger. We had a couple quality reps covering kicks, which y'all have heard me talk about that. That's going to be important to us. Kickoff return, Hudson Clement is really competing, and he's probably right now, if we played today, he'd be our kickoff returner. He's really trending in the right way. He hit a big one today in a kickoff return drill, so that was exciting to see. Punting the ball, we just need to be more consistent, and that's really our whole punt team. And then punt block, we did some nice things. I think that Preston continues to do really well returning. I think he's got a chance to be an all-conference player in that role. And then defensively, we started off very good. I thought we fell off as the scrimmage went. Some guys got tired. We played some of those guys a bunch of snaps because we wanted to. I think it's really, really important for us, especially at the safety position, to find out like who are the guys who are going to kind of step up there. We need to play cleaner. We missed some tackles in space, and it's a combination. We got some good offensive skill guys, but also we're not using great technique. I thought our D-line was effective today. I thought we did a good job using our hands, created some TFLs. Offensively, got off to a slow start, picked it up later, some explosive plays. Again, not clean enough. I thought that run game got going during the second part, but just not clean enough for a veteran group. We got a bunch of guys played a bunch of football. We held Garrett after 2 series. He played 2 series, and Nico came in, got a lot of quality reps with the ones. Which we wanted to do, so that was good. And I'll hit on Preston Fox offensively. I thought he had a really nice day. He made a couple really big plays, and he's probably been as consistent as anybody we have offensively, just day in and day out, showing up, doing the work, being productive. So with that, I'll take questions, Greg.
So at this point, obviously still time to go, but how close do you think you are to your 2 deep? Do you start really narrowing it down after today, or how's that work?
It'll start narrowing down. Like these scrimmages expose for the good and for the bad. It either shows you're ready or it shows you're not ready. And so, I'll spend a good chunk of this afternoon watching the film, and we're going to evaluate it from a personnel standpoint probably harder than we will from a schematic standpoint. But, yeah, I think it'll start clearing up. What our plan is Monday and Tuesday we'll treat like a Tuesday, Wednesday in-season practice and do some really good on good work, but also start a little bit of Penn State prep, and then we'll go Monday and Tuesday with that. Wednesday we'll have our mock game, and we'll do some team segments with some of our developmental guys on Wednesday. But this is the last time we really go live until we play.
Safety's still an area that you got to make some decisions. And where's Anthony Wilson in terms of that?
Yeah, he's out there. We limited him today too. I mean, he'll be ready to go for the Penn State game. KK continues to make a move. Jaheim Joseph made some really nice plays today. We want him to be more consistent. But those guys, Aiden Nelson's had a lot of opportunities. I can speak probably better on those early next week after I watch the tape and have a chance to evaluate it.
Neal, seems like a lot of different ways that you can evaluate film. You mentioned by personnel, by schematics, what you're trying to run, who you have on the field. What do you do to keep from getting bogged down in all of those things and making the decisions that you're going to make over the next week? And is there, one or two areas that takes precedence? Hey, this guy did this, we got to get him out there, kind of thing.
Yeah. So at this point, the schematics aren't as important because we're not necessarily scheming on either side to win in the scrimmages. It's about figuring out what we can do and going out and executing that. It's really from a schematic standpoint. After today, it's about narrowing our package down because y'all have heard me say is fall camp is about for the whole season, all 12 games. We got to get our guys ready for all 12 games. And so you do a lot that maybe you're not going to use until weeks 7 or 8, but you introduce it in the spring, you introduce it in fall camp so the guys are familiar with it and they're not getting their first reps on Monday of a game week. And so you install everything you have in all 3 areas, and then once you get into your game prep mode, you narrow everything down, and you really concentrate on getting repetitions versus different looks with those plays you're going to run or those calls you're going to have on defense. So that's kind of – today is all about personnel. There's a couple things defensively and offensively that we did from a scheme just to see what it looks like full speed, but it's going to be about evaluating personnel and can a guy make a competitive play in a scrimmage in a live game scenario.
Today, did you use helmet communication,
Yeah, we've
the
done
tablets and all that stuff?
Yeah, we did. We had some issues with the tablets, but it's going to be a learning. We used the helmet communication. We had some little bit of issues with that. It's going to be. It's no different. I was talking to the officials. It's no different than any technology. When it works, it is great. But when it doesn't, it's a pain. I've got to deal with my house that controls the TV and the sound, and it's great till the power gets off, and then you got to reset it. And I'm illiterate with my hands, so I have to call somebody to help me fix it. So it's kind of like that for the technology too. It's great until you have some issues with it.
Who receives the signals on defense? Obviously, quarterback on offense. Who's
It's
good at
up
the
in
green
the
dot
air.
or whatever?
Yeah, it's kind of to be determined. And there's really some gamemanship in that also, Greg. So I probably won't say it publicly, but there is some gamemanship defensively, just how you're going to do it.
Things you weren't happy with, execution, was it misassignments? What were the things?
Well, I sat back there and watched it today. Most of it, I caught a little bit of it on offense, but mostly I sat back there and watched it. So some of it you got to be quick to listen, I'm tired too. So I'm on a little bit of a short fuse myself, all right, in full transparency. So is some of the stuff I'm getting pissed off about, is that people that aren't going to play, or is that people that are going to play? And so I got to go back and sit in my office and watch it from a 30,000 foot view and really make some notes on who really did well today and who didn't. And if we still think they can be a player for us, then we got to give them more opportunities.
Did you like the energy? Effort out there?
Yeah, I thought defensively we had great energy at the start. Yeah, we had great energy at the start. I thought we flew around. Our energy level dropped once we struggled in one segment of the practice defensively. I thought our energy level dropped, but it was. But I didn't have a necessarily a problem. Offensively, I think there's a fine line there, right? You don't play the game with as much emotion offensively, but I didn't think they weren't ready to go. We just had some execution stuff.
So with the 4-game redshirt, you don't have to necessarily declare somebody right now, but do you think you have a beat on what true freshmen will definitely play a lot?
Well, we're going to do some special teams work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and that'll probably continue to clear it up. The way we're going to go, if they can help us right now, we're going to play them. And then if they show in a game scenario that they're not capable, then we still got those 4 games. But we're gonna approach it. If they can help us, we're going to use them.
Do you have an idea of who can do that now? Anybody want to?
Yeah, let's do it after I watch Greg. I'll give you a pretty good rundown after I watch it. I'll be able to, who I think's going to play.
Neal, with the tablets, have you heard from guys maybe the next level that is it a different approach to using that and looking at that film in a game versus maybe when you've got extra time here in the facility? Is there any difference to that at all?
Yeah, it's really not about it's not about the next level. It's about asking the high school coaches. The high school coaches are the ones that have had it. You've probably seen some high school games where they have the TVs on the sideline, where you can go over and you can watch it, because the NFL just has still shots. You know, they have the tablets, but they don't have the video. They just got still shots. And so you're trial and error on your own. Now, we got to use them in the bowl game, but we didn't see them until we were on the bowl site. So it's not like we had a lot of planning for it. And so it's really the conversations where I've asked kind of, hey, how do y'all do this? What are you doing? It's been with the people in the UFL, because they've had the video. So anybody that's coached in the UFL, and then anybody at the high school level that's been using, there's 3 or 4 different software companies that do it in high school.
Josiah mentioned that he had used something like that in high school. Anybody else on the team that you know got to use that technology?
Yeah, we've got a bunch. Yeah, if you look at it, it's kind of over the last 5 years, a ton of high school programs are using it. Like there's several in West Virginia that are using it. There's a lot of big school. I mean, it's been pretty readily available, you know, going back probably as early as maybe 14, 15. You know, where high schools have been able to use that technology.
Neal, last year, Devin Carter kind of saw an increase in production when he got moved to the slot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you view that position differently this year because of that?
You know, I think that we've had guys that, you know, I think each offensive unit's different. I think each, whether it's quarterback or how you're going to attack people, is different year to year. And Devin was dealing with some lower body stuff where it was affecting his ability to really stretch the field, and he wasn't practicing as much. So we were able to incorporate him in the slot because it got him some better matchups and helped him until he got healthy. He played more outside later in the year, but yeah. So I think it's to be determined. I think the group of receivers we have, we can move them around. Everybody but the new guys, you know all the positions because we trained them in the spring that way in the winter. And so the new guys, they don't. But we've got a lot of flexibility there where a lot of different guys can play.
You only played Derek, I guess, 2 series. Does that just mean he's ready to go?
Well, he better be, right? No, I mean, he's played a lot of football. I mean that kind of kiddingly. But, yeah, I have a really good idea what he is. You know, we didn't play wide as much. You know, I think Aubrey played 25, 30 snaps. There's different people that but we you know, I just think it's Nico got a lot of quality reps with the ones, and he's much improved. I think y'all saw that in the spring. You've seen that when you've been out there. And I was glad he got some reps.
Health-wise overall?
I think we're going to be fine. You know, you always get some bumps and bruises when you go live. So we'll have a few. Like I said, I'll have a better understanding on that on Monday probably too.
You talked earlier about getting some clarity at some of these threes. I think running back, tight end, some of those. Any of that coming to focus a little bit, or you still need time?
Yeah, you and I were talking about third running back. I thought Dunbar and Hubbard did some good things today. Jalen Anderson had a really nice touchdown run where he broke some tackles. The 3 of those guys got the majority of the carries today. Jaheim and CJ, they got some, but those 3 got the majority. So it'll be interesting to when you watch the film. I think Jack Samarco really has made a move as a freshman. He was here in the spring. He's done a great job blocking. You know, he had a big pass reception today too. So, you know, he's a guy that's for sure making a move.
What do you think of the young quarterbacks that just got here this summer?
Khalil he struggled in his first series today, and then he came back. He got 2 more series at the end of the scrimmage. He's talented. It's just going to take him a little bit of time. We're going to have some patience. But he can really run. He's athletic. He's got a quick release. He's got a strong arm. It's a lot. The schematics are a lot right now. And it's a lot for Ryder too. But Ryder has been through a college season, so he has a little better idea how to prepare. But skill set wise, I'm really excited for Khalil. Now it's probably going to be in the spring and next fall camp. But skill wise, like I'm excited about him. Ryder had a great day on Tuesday and Wednesday. Yesterday and today, not as good. But for being the third quarterback right now, like I was talking to some people yesterday, and I said this, like he can go out and if Nico plays, we can go do what Nico does best, which is we can call some run plays for him. We can move him out of the pocket because Ryder can come in and he can run our offense.
But a guy like Zay Jennings, where's he at in your mind? How's he coming along?
He's just got to be consistent, and that's a word I use a lot. But consistency to me is about you form trust. So like consistently doing the right things, consistently, for right now, like the one thing that I love about Zay, man, he has courage, and you don't have to talk to him about pulling his pin. You don't have to talk to him about like he's really aggressive, but he also does some things because his eyes are undisciplined. So like I love his energy, I love his effort. I love his physicality, but his attention to detail and just his consistency play to play has got to be better.
Neal, the old days this coming week was confusing because kids were moving in dorms, classes starting. It's not quite the same anymore.
Nah,
Is it still?
They go to school all year.
Yeah.
Like this is a nervous weekend for a head football coach just because everybody's back. I mean, that hasn't changed, but they go to school year round. They're here most of the time, so it's not. Our freshmen have been in the dorms since Memorial Day weekend, so there's not as much of a transition as there used to be. I kind of miss that, really, the big start of school. Like, I do like when the kid, other than the traffic, like you can feel the energy when the student body comes back to campus. So that is a fun time.
Dak's ready too. He starts
He
Monday,
starts
right?
Monday, man. He's ready. He's sitting on go. He's sitting on go. All right. I appreciate y'all. Thank you all.